What's up, guys? Russell again. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. I cover all the best stock alert services that I've joined and reviewed so that you don't have to fall for any scams and you can figure out which ones you might want to check out a bit more. So, I'm getting started today. I'm going to talk about the Oxford Club. So, if you haven't heard of this alert service, they have about 20 different subscriptions covering everything from bonds to small caps to long term holds. They do options, they do stocks. It's a really diverse group of people who have been around for a long time. So here's an introduction. Um, this is how it started. So it's like one of the oldest ones. It's not something that just sprang up last year. Early 1970s, a guy called Gary Scott basically founded this. That morphed into the Oxford Club by the 80s and 90s, and basically it's one of the oldest ones that I've been able to find. I'm actually a member of their inner circle, which is basically their entire portfolio of services, which I'll show you in a little bit. So, the fact it's called the Oxford Club is a little odd to me. I feel like it brings images of the University of Oxford, so like a prestigious kind of high class image, which I'm sure is what they're trying to foster with the name, and also their whole branding throughout, as I'll show you. So there's a brief history on their website, going through all the different stuff. As far as I can tell, they have tens and tens of thousands of members, because even 20 years ago they had 12,000 members, um, somewhere in here. So by now they're bound to have tens and tens of thousands. So it's a huge publication. It's a subsidiary of the Agora Group, which recently did get into a bit of trouble with the FTC in a similar way that the Raging Bull guys did, I think, but I haven't researched that a lot. So, sorry, it's not the inner circle I'm a member of, it's called the Chairman Circle, and it includes all these different guys, which I'm going to go into detail throughout this review. So, that's kind of an overview of the whole company. So, here's some of the experts. You'll see what I mean by the branding in a minute. Okay, so all these guys are all, nicely dressed up. They're all kind of, middle aged. They have fantastic profiles. They're experienced guys. Um, Nicholas Vardy, one of the best traders you'll find. Let's check out his profile. He does mainly swing trading from what I've seen, but he's been at this a long time. All these reputable publications. He holds a bachelor's and master's degree from Stanford. He's also a lawyer from Harvard. So these guys, like, these are not, your typical 25-year-old gurus that pop up. These guys are the real deal. Um, so there's a whole plethora of these people. I think I've only been following a couple of them. I think Mark Lichtenfeld and Nicholas Vardy. So before I did some videos on my exact experience with the Technical Pattern Profits service and also the Oxford Club swing trader run by Nicholas Vardy. So I'll leave a link to those videos in the description below so that you guys can check out actual trades and like my experience with actual services. Now, the services themselves, they have a bunch and they have also what you'd call newsletters. So the distinction being is a newsletter is really like a once a week, like summary type thing. So like the Oxford Communique here, it's like just, one newsletter. So third week of each month, it's posted to the clubs. It's a month. So these are much cheaper. So these things are, I think, about $100 a year. Let's just check out the cost of this one. Scrolling down. So this is the sort of stuff you'll get. Information on all these things. The Oxford Club does very long form sales letters, which I like because I can learn as much as I need about things before I buy. But a lot of people see long form and think it's some kind of scam. Let's see. So go down here. Yeah, so $99 for a year. So you can go and check these out. I'm in all these because it's included in my membership for the Oxford Club, but I haven't used much of them yet, to be honest. So um, let's just take a look inside the member login portal, and I'll show you what you get if you buy. So let me just see this email login. It's taking its time. Okay, so we are in the chairman circle. Like I said, that includes all of their services, so I can kind of show you, kind of walk through each one, give you a brief overview of the services. So where do we start? Here we go. So this was the Oxford Communique that I was talking about. So let's have a look. Portfolios. Let's see what these guys do. I haven't used them yet. So this newsletter does actually do alerts, which I didn't realize. I thought it was just kind of like an overview of, interesting articles and things, but obviously they do some alerts. So here's the current portfolio. It looks like it's nicely up, 45%. Only one loss, and it's pretty much break even. The rest is doing well. I need to pay more attention to this. This looks nice. I think the long-term holds and dividends, which is something I'm getting more and more into. It gives me some time to chill rather than just day trade like a crackhead all the time. So that's the kind of thing you get with these letters. They're only $100 a month. This one has a portfolio too. Let's see. So these guys, they basically go on a pyramid. So it sounds dodgy, right? Pyramid scheme, but by that I mean they call it the wealth pyramid. So they like to have a whole bunch of long-term positions and then short-term up the top. So a whole diverse way to build wealth, not just like one way, like short-term or long-term trading, but a whole spectrum of options, short-term and medium-term and long-term stuff. So yeah, this looks good too. So gain loss including dividends. Look at this. I'm gonna have to start looking at these newsletters. This is pretty awesome. Put a little bit of money into their picks. Just kind of hold them. Be pretty good. So that's the Oxford Income Letter. Let's just look at the Strategic Trends Investor. So I guess this one is about trends. Let's have a look at what they're buying. Okay, so here's their current portfolio. Fortune Hunters portfolio, Foundation portfolio, Trailblazers portfolio, uh, Reefer Retirement, interesting name. So these are by David Fessler and Matt Carr. Just having a quick look at their current profit loss. Again, it looks fantastic. So yeah, look at this, 95%. Biggest loss is -8. Yeah, this looks good. So this is something that you can check out by yourselves whether any of these newsletters would work well for you. I think it's long-term dividend holds rather than frequent trading, but maybe it's something that you'd want to look at. So here are the services that I'm in. So all of these guys, how many? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 different services. I've tried a few of them. I haven't got around to trying them all yet, but the few that I have tried are really pretty good. So I'll just give you a quick rundown. So I have tried the Insider Alert. That works really well. Swing trading, fantastic. I have tried the Technical Pattern Profits. That's just simple channel patterns, one or two alerts every week or so, probably. Works really good. Swing trades of several weeks to a month or two. It's really good. The portfolio is up on that. The Oxford Swing Trader, I've tried that one as well. It's just a quick check of their portfolio. Haven't actually got any holdings from their alerts at the moment though. Let's have a quick check, see how they're doing. Yeah, like I use these reviews to figure out whether I want to start using one of the services. Kind of a double whammy. So the portfolio looks a little mixed. It's actually up for sure though. Um, and this is the thing I like with the Oxford Club and the swing trading stuff in particular is often you can get better prices than the analysts themselves. So, I think I've done a bit better on technical pattern profits than the guy alerting it, Mark Lichtenfeld. So The options part of this doesn't look so nice. 64% down, 30. It's definitely a loss if you're doing the options. So they usually give, for all of these alerts in the Oxford Club, they usually give a stock option. Uh, pardon the pun, I mean, they give a stock and then they tell you what you could do or what they might want to do with the options contract. So interesting here. It definitely looks like you've done better with the stocks holding them. Of course, the market's down today, so if these things are in the green at all, it's pretty nice. So that was the swing trader. So the alerts come out. Um, the alerts come out via email and via text message for some of the services. I think the only ones I really use is the email. I haven't really signed up for text messaging yet. So you get this recent activity in the dashboard. They give you a ton of information. I'm really, really glad that I'm in this chairman circle because I get all the information like to my email. So like I learn so much and keep up to date just from all the newsletters sending out these ideas and things that aren't even like official alerts. They're just really, really interesting articles a lot of the time. So you can see here, like the Viper alert, I've played a few of those. They're much shorter term. Trades with stocks and options are really good. Oxford Bond Advantage I haven't tried yet. We could have a look at that in a minute and see how that looks. Dynamic Fortunes, these types of things, Lightning Trend Trader. I haven't really tried them very much yet at all. So these are all on my to-do list, and I'll do more articles on these as I actually take more of their alerts and things. But we can just have a quick look through some of these. So let's look at the Viper alert. That's a very popular one. I think it's a couple of thousand a year. All these programs are at least 1,000 or two a year. Sometimes a couple of them are up to 5 to 10,000. Think Technical Pattern Profits retails at $10,000 a year. So these are not cheap, but they're really good. You get what you pay for. So let's just have a look at the Viper alert portfolio. Okay, so here's the Viper Alert portfolio. You can see the stocks on the left, typical mid cap, I'd guess, stocks. Let's look at the gain and the loss. Yep, looks like it's superbly positive 19.3, 134, 24.3, 21, minus 11, minus 21. I mean, this is clearly in the green significantly. And you can also say, well, you can still, buy this, and here's the stop price and the buy price. So, I mean, overall, these services are really fantastic. I really, really recommend them. And I'm not just saying that, I'm no affiliation with the Oxford Club whatsoever. They don't pay me to write about these things. Let's have a look at the Oxford Bond Advantage. Lichtenfeld does this as well. Let's look at the portfolio. Okay, so I have no idea about bonds, so I'm just kind of looking at this. Maturity, coupon, mirror, S&P. I have no idea what I'm talking about with bonds. Maybe you know more about it than I do, and you can just look at this and go, "Oh yes, that's profitable." I mean, I guess we can look at the open price and the current price. Um, I mean, is this the profit and loss mirror? Don't even know what that is. Let's see if I can figure it out. So, 3%. So then that would be, yes, I think that might be the profit and loss, but don't quote me on that. So looking at this though, you can see that a lot of them are above the buy price, not by much though. Not sure how that affects bonds and things, but you can see pretty much everything is above the buy. So I'm taking that's a good sign. Anyway, if you're into bonds, you might want to read a bit more about that. Let's just look at one more randomly. Let's look at Trailblazer Pro. So I haven't checked this particular service out yet. So let's just have a quick peek at the current portfolio. Okay, current portfolio for Trailblazer Pro. Looks good. 80% win, 46% win, 15% win. There's no big losses here. There's only two. Another fantastic looking portfolio. So I think you get the point here, right? That these are pretty good services. Um, on their sales page, you get a much better breakdown of all like what's involved in these services. Um, so I'd encourage you to go to the Oxford Club. I'll show you. Log out here. The website's a little slow. So if you go to the newsletters and training services, you can read in detail everything about each service somewhere on here. So if we look at the Trailblazer Pro, minting millionaires with high growth sectors, learn more. Okay. So Trailblazer Pro is engineered to focus on the market's most cutting edge industries, Mac Car to the hottest sectors, blah blah blah. So get started with Trailblazer Pro for $4,000. So I guess that's basically the summary of the Oxford Club. Is it's a very prestigious, or it gives the air of prestigiousness, as some of the wealthiest people in the world. Not talking about Bill Gates and people as far as I know, but there's some big names like Bill O'Reilly that's associated with the Oxford Club and has been a member for a long time. And it's definitely more appealing to longer term investors who just want to like dabble a little bit in shorter term stuff but hold like long term portfolios. Um, I think it's part of the reason they seem to be priced quite high is that they are trying to build this reputation of wealth rather than just penny stock alerts. It's a more of a wealth generation system. And joining the chairman's circle, I really noticed that you get a lot of like extra benefits like discounts to some of the nicest hotels in the world. You get more wealth management type of stuff. It certainly isn't your average raging bull or service like that. It's definitely a lot more sophisticated than that, and that's reflected in everything to do with this website. So I hope you found that interesting. If you've been thinking about joining the Oxford Club, um, definitely check out their website. And also, what I found is the trading services team is really good. If you want a refund, they seem to be very keen to either switch you to another service or give you a refund. Definitely good customer service with these guys, as you'd expect since they've been around for so long and they are dealing with extremely wealthy clients a lot of the time, it would seem. So, well, that's basically my overview of the Oxford Club. Let me know in the comments below if you would like to see any particular service that I showed you tested and reviewed, and I'll do the best that I can to do that for you guys. All right, thanks again for listening, and I'll catch up with you in the next video. Thanks.